UN pushes for inclusive Somali dialogue, but who's really listening? A diplomatic tour, a well-rehearsed call for unity, and beneath the surface, a question no one wants to answer. If everyone agrees on dialogue, why does Somalia still feel so divided? I'm Jalani Tesfaye, and this is Analytica Today. It's 2025. Somalia's political landscape is a puzzle of competing loyalties, fragile alliances, and unspoken tensions. And once again, the United Nations is trying to piece it all together, one federal member state at a time. This week, the UN's top envoy in Somalia, James Swan, wrapped up visits to Galmudug in Southwest State, delivering the same message in both places: unity, dialogue, inclusivity. The script was familiar. The reception was polite. But in a country where every handshake is a calculation and every promise is a bargaining chip, what does this diplomatic choreography actually achieve? Because here's the reality. Somalia's President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud has proposed a grand national dialogue. The international partners have applauded it. And yet, no one seems to agree on who should be at the table. So, let's break this down. On paper, Swan's trip was textbook conflict resolution. Meet local leaders, check. Emphasize unity, check. Reaffirm international support, check. In Southwest State, he praised President Lafta Green's fight against Al-Shabaab. In Galmudug, he nodded along to core security updates. And in both places, he echoed the same line: Somalia needs inclusive dialogue. But here's what he didn't say. Inclusive means different things to different people. For Mogadishu, it's about bringing federal member states into the fold on its terms. For regions like Puntland in Somaliland, it's about being treated as equals, not subordinates. And for armed groups, opposition figures, and clans left out of the power-sharing equation, dialogue starts to sound like a closed-door meeting they weren't invited to. So, when Swan says inclusive, who's really included? The president platform, or political theater. Let's rewind to Eid al-Fitr. President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud announces a national dialogue platform. The international community cheers. 28 partners, including the UN, issue a statement of support. But fast forward to today, and the details are still murky. Who gets a seat? Who sets the agenda? And most importantly, who has veto power? Because in Somalia, dialogue is not just about talking. It's about power, it's about recognition, and it's about who gets to call themselves a legitimate stakeholder. Swan's visit to Galmudug in Southwest State were not just about rallying support. They were about testing the waters. Because if even federal member states, formally aligned with Mogadishu, have their own demands, how will this dialogue handle the real dissenters? The ones who don't trust the federal government, the ones who've been excluded for years, the ones with guns and grievances. The Al-Shabaab factor. Can you talk and fight at the same time? There's another elephant in the room. Swan mentioned it. Lafta Green and Kurkur suddenly did. Al-Shabaab. The UN and Mogadishu want a united front against the militants. But can you really build inclusive dialogue while waging an all-out war? The federal government's offensive has scored victories, but also deepened rifts. Some clans feel targeted. Others see it as a power grab disguised as counterterrorism. And for many Somalis, the question is not just how to defeat Al-Shabaab, but what comes after. That's why he's threading the needle, praise the military gains, push for political talks, hope the two don't collide. But in Somalia, they always do. So, let's return to that opening question. If everyone agrees on dialogue, why does Somalia still feel so divided? Because dialogue isn't magic, it's leverage. And right now, the UN is caught between two roles. Is it a neutral mediator, or is it a middleman for Mogadishu's agenda? Swan's speeches are polished, his diplomacy is impeccable. But in a country where trust is the rarest currency, even the best-intentioned words ring hollow without action. The UN wants inclusivity. Mogadishu wants control. The federal member states want autonomy. And the people, they just want results. So, here's the real takeaway. Swan's tour was not just about solutions. It was about signals. A signal to Mogadishu, the world is watching. A signal to the regions, cooperator risk isolation. And a signal to Somalis, the door for dialogue is open. But in a nation where every door leads to another negotiation, the question remains: who's actually walking through?